Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Just a Basis channel, where we discuss all things bass and all things faith. As I promised in my previous or first video, we were going to do a deep dive or a full review of the IYV 5-string jazz bass that you can get off of Amazon. Now, I have had the bass already for a little bit over, I'd say, a week and a half. And initially, from my first video, I was very, very happy, super excited with it, and with the quality and with the sound of it. And so now I just had a chance to do a bit more playing with it, a bit more observing how the bass plays and how it sounds. And I can still say, like, yeah, I'm still pleasantly surprised at how good this is for the value. So let's dive right on in. Now, the electronics, this is a little bit of an interesting thing on a bass for this price range. So once again, you have a what would you call it? A mute switch. So if you listen here, I'm not sure that audio is going to come through the camera. So I am set up through a DAW as well as a audio box, the PreSonus audio box USB. Initially, I was hoping to try to get it through a DI box, but I'm not super tech savvy. So right now, literally the bass is just plugged straight into that audio box, going straight into a DAW, which is the PreSonus, I believe, Studio One. And I have it also going out to my Yamaha TRH2 so that I can hear it, but I'm not sure if it's going to come out here through the camera. But suffice it to say, interesting setup. Mute switch here, so it literally cuts the signal from the bass, which could be helpful for some people. Has your volume, has a blend, pickup blend. It also has, here's the fun part, treble, mids, and bass. Once again, that's treble, mids, and bass, which is interesting. Usually you will have bass, mid, trebles, but this time they actually reversed a little bit. Not a big deal, but just definitely make sure you're feeling out in case you're on the go and haven't had a chance to really try the instrument for yourself. So suffice to say, let's get right into the sounds. I'm going to start off in the passive mode, which once again, this does have a push-pull active passive switch. So down is active, up is passive. So right now it is in passive mode. I'm going to go ahead and get a track here started. Sorry guys, my computer's running a little bit slow and it's doing it now. So, okay. So as I mentioned, right now we're in passive and I'm going between both pickups. So here's what that sounds like. Volume all the way up. So that's the sound with both pickups and passive, going up to the P bass style pickup, and that's what this. So that B string is definitely out of tune. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to tune the B string. So one thing I know with a lot of reviews for extended range instruments, people want to hear the extended range. So I do apologize for that, the B string. So definitely got to get that tuned. Bear with me for just 1 second. I do apologize for that, guys. Okay. That's like musicianship 101, right? Make sure your guitar's make sure your guitar bass is tuned. And yeah, I guess that's why I'm just a bassist. Anyways, so yeah. That's what that sounds like. You hear a little bit of rattle on it. Like I said, I haven't done any setup on it, just because I felt like I didn't really need one. So, and the B string for me, it sounds decent. Coming through some speakers, I'm sure at your church or gig would perfectly sound fine, in my opinion. So once again, going back to the bass, we're gonna go ahead and put the pickup selector to the back. So this is the bridge pickup. Right now we're gonna go ahead and engage the preamp. So I'm gonna go ahead and just punch that in. And even on my monitor, I saw the thing jump up. So there might be a click when you do engage it. Regardless, let's go ahead and hear what that sounds like. So this is both pickups on, everything more or less centered on the preamp. Here's the P. Once again, everything's still centered, just a preamp engaged this time. So that's the P bass. Now we're gonna go back to the bridge. So that's the bridge. So now I'm gonna go back to the middle, and obviously I think the sound that everyone usually would have the preamp engaged for and be in the middle for both pickups is gonna be that slap sound. All I'm doing is just turning up the treble a bit. I'm leaving the bass and the mids where they're at. Now I hope that came across very well. This preamp, surprisingly for the price of this bass, is actually pretty good. So once again, that was just a treble, just boosted just a little bit. Now we're gonna go ahead and boost the bass a little bit. So yeah, it is a really fun bass. I'll be honest, guys. For under $200, I keep emphasizing that, but because a lot of people today, and you know, obviously in today's economy, things are not cheap. So being able to find an instrument like this, back in my days, we used to have providers like Rondo Music and places like that. They used to sell really good quality, affordable instruments. Obviously now you go to those websites and you realize, hey, they're not as affordable as they used to be. And obviously that's gonna follow because of where everything is at globally, economically, so to speak. So having access to something like this, especially for younger players or even people who just really work hard and can't afford to have a really expensive bass, in my opinion, if you're not a full-on professional, this definitely can fit that bill very well. Neck is amazing. It feels really good. It's roasted maple. Mine even has a little bit of a flame on it, which is pretty cool. So don't be turned away just because of the cheap price tag. Now, don't get me wrong, with these basses, yes, you can potentially get a lemon, and that definitely can be a huge turnoff, but Amazon has an amazing return policy. Trade it in. Hopefully they still have them in stock and just get a brand new one. So like I said, enough of my talk. Sorry, I ranted on there for a second, but yeah, that's the treble turned up and the bass turned up. Now the other sound that I feel like when you have a preamp you're going to want to engage or try at least once is going to be going to the bridge and taking off some of that treble. In my ears, once I hear the preamp engaged and the treble turned down, I feel like that really then gets that jocko-y tone that I like. I'll turn up the mids just a little bit and the bass as well. And yeah, and that's what that does. And in case you're wondering about the mute switch, if I am correct in that, sometimes, and probably don't do this too often, but yeah. And that's that mute switch. So that's the bass in terms of how it sounds. Well, guys, that's the review for the IYV 5-string jazz bass that you can get off of Amazon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share if you guys have this bass yourself, any experiences. I would love to hear it from you guys, how you guys feel about the instrument. I did forget to include some of the finish flaws that I had mentioned, I believe, earlier in the video. So I'm going to include that here in this part. So yeah, nothing really much in terms of flaws. Otherwise, the instrument plays amazing, as you guys heard. And I do apologize for the delay in getting the finished video out. One thing that content creation is really testing me in is time management. So if you guys have any advice on this for a brand new creator, new content creator, whatever you want to call it, please let me know in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you for patiently waiting for this to come out as well. I do have a couple of other reviews already on their way. 2 6-strings, one IYV bass based off of, I believe, the Harley Benton BZ6000, but through IYV, which is off of Amazon, and the Tario 6-string as well, which I'm still waiting for. So those are going to be 2 other reviews that I will be working on as well. If you enjoy this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. And until the next time I see you guys, be blessed and take care. Thank you.